Insights with Terri Coots, a weekly look through the eyes of predictive astrologer Terri Coots. Here's Terri.
Hi everyone, this is Terri, and you're listening to Insights with Terri Coots. Thank you for joining me for this week of May the 29th through June the 5th, 2022. We have some interesting planet things going on again this week. I guess it's always interesting, isn't it? All the things that are happening to us humans and what can happen. It's a very interesting thought. So many different concepts and so many different ways of thinking of things that I guess we could just keep going and going and going and going, which is what we seem to be doing. So we're going to discuss this week, starting with the sun sign is still in Gemini. And that's that communicative energy, the one that enjoys a really good discussion, intelligence, a lot of good communicative abilities here and need. So if you have a friend that you want to talk with, share communications, enjoy a good conversation, sometimes a good book, sometimes a good TV program, and then share it later. Great time for communication, interesting communication. And then in Mercury, the planet of the mind, how we think, how we communicate, that's still in retrograde. And it has been a humdinger of a retrograde. I think I have dropped everything that I have touched. I have knocked over everything that I own. I have tripped over the dogs so many times, and the dogs have tripped over me. Lots of stumbling going on because it's a disconnect between mind and body. So, excuse me, I'm watching the animals stumble. In fact, sorry, I'm not laughing. I watched one of the ducks come running at me at feeding time and took a header, did a nose plant. Sorry, I'm not laughing. Did a nose plant, got mud all over its beak, lips, had this big muddy face, and it skidded. Sorry. I wish you could have seen it. It skidded for quite a while before it came to a stop. Of course, this little duck had built up some speed. So anyway, not that I laughed at it and embarrassed it, but that's just the kind of thing that's happening right now. Better the duck than me at this point. I've done my own almost stumbling. Thank heavens for holding on to the railing. And thank heavens for railings. I'm much more grateful for people that have thought about old age before I did and put railings up on everything around here. I am a blessed person. So that Mercury, going backwards, retrograde, in the bull, can produce some stubbornness, some maybe lack of willingness to talk things out and to discuss things, and maybe a little bit less open-mindedness, a little bit more willful. But that's going to change, and on the 3rd of June, that's just a few more days, it will go direct. Phew! But the warning is, always a warning, right? The warning is that when the planets change, it can kind of come to a crisis, a point that it's a catalyst. So it'll come to a climax. So just be really careful. I would say at least over cautious from June the 1st through maybe June the 5th. Just be careful. Lots of tripping going on, as the duck will attest to. Lots of stumbling, lots of falls. So just be careful with that. Your mind-body coordination may not be what you think it is. I've actually, because I have a farm and I work on the farm, I've had to be extremely careful around some of the big, heavy, scary equipment that I work around, because I know I could make a mistake during this time because processing is slow. So I've been ultra careful because I don't want to lose a limb or a finger, and you know what the emergency wards are like. So just be really careful if you're working around equipment or anything that could damage another person, even cars. Some really bad accidents this retrograde, people just not thinking. And then Venus, the planet of love and beauty, is moving into Aries. Has moved into Aries, and then will be moving into the bull, and that's on the 29th. And so basically you're feeling some of the effects from the last month or so last week, moving into this week, and then when it changes on the 29th, from the ram, the fire, the impulse, all of that energy that's fast into the bull. Let's take a little downer here, chill out. Hey, what's the rush? We don't need to rush at anything here. So the bull likes to take, some time to think about things before he gets moving. Once they get moving, you can't stop them though. So it's a very good energy that if you want behind you, that you want to keep going, it'll allow that for you. So we can make some real good use of that if you want to finish a project, or finish the lawn, or finish whatever it is you start. Bearing in mind that's relationship energy, which could give us some incentive if we were struggling with our relationships, and the retrograde pointed that out to us, to visit the past so that we can see our future. It may be that we'll say, you know what, I'm going at it again and I'm going to hang in there. Or it may give us the strength of will to say, no, I think I've had enough. I think I'm just going to move forward. So some people will have some decisions to make, both in business, in relationships, in the things that they love. Mars, the planet of our drive, our passion, what we'd sell our soul for, is still in Aries, and that turned into Aries on the 25th. So we're going to live with that for quite a while yet. Now we want to be careful of that, because that's the one that can irritate people, where they see red, right? The red planet, feel like we have a short fuse. Maybe things leak out of our mouth a little bit too fast, that impulsive energy. So just be careful. If you're feeling a little icky, you don't want to pass that on if you can help it. And it comes on really fast. So you'll be okay 1 minute, and the next minute you don't feel that way. So you just want to be careful of that a little bit. Monday, on the 30th, we have that new moon. Now, I warned about that. Not a bad thing. I just warned. There's a wall here in front of us. So I tried to get everybody to be aware that this new moon on the 30th, in Gemini no less, will offer some real great behavior abilities to add a behavior, modify a behavior, shape a behavior in ourselves. We can't control other people, just ourselves. It's new beginnings. It's a new moon. It's a new way of approaching things. It offers us some new creative ideas. Less energy. We don't have the energy that you have in a full moon. And I'm really feeling it this time. I don't know if it's because it's paired with the retrograde, but 1 minute I'm sweeping the porch and getting the cobwebs, and the next minute I think, oh my goodness, where's my tea? So you're going to go kind of in a wave, because that's what it is. It's a watery wave, and lots of energy, no energy, lots of energy, no energy. So you might go back and forth, kind of like a tidal event for yourself. Oh joy. But with that impulsive energy in Mars, we could get some really good ideas and move forward on some good ideas if we felt inclined to do that, or you had something in mind. So don't miss that if you can help it. It can also help us in maybe new hobbies with that Gemini energy. Gemini energy in the moon is not afraid. You're pairing it with the sun, the moon and the sun. Not afraid to try a new hobby. I myself am going with my sister to try a brand new thing, and that's going to be that frisbee golf, I think they call it, or disc golf. Never done it, but this new moon has said, yeah, go ahead, try it, see if you'll like it. So try something new, read a new book, watch new different types of movies, maybe form a new behavior of some kind. Then on Wednesday, the 1st, the moon moves into Cancer. Cancer energy can let us want to maybe do some home gardening. Perfect time. Maybe have the family over, have a dinner. It's a family kind of an energy, homey. Really homey. Let's get together and we can all garden at one person's house, then all garden at the next person's house. It being a water sign, if you haven't planted all of your garden yet, this is the perfect time to do it. This is the time that it allows for a beautiful growth for the garden. A water sign is a wonderful time to plant things. And then on Saturday, the moon moves into Oh, are you ready for this? Into Leo, a fire sign. So that's a great time to weed. So the weeding, the fire sign, lets us kill the weeds a little bit easier and they don't regrow. And then the Wednesday energy lets us plant. So how good is that? And that energy, that Leo is the lion, so maybe some people would want to feel like they're in the spotlight or that they're important. You know how the lion roars. So, help your friends to feel good about themselves. Find some nice things about them. Help them to feel that they're shiny in your life. Friends, family, people that you care about. Help them to feel shiny. If for some reason you have to criticize from Saturday till the middle of next week, don't. Don't. Even constructive criticism can be used against you. Maybe hit you over the head with constructive criticism, then beat you about the shoulders and the arms. No, don't do it. It can wait. So constructive criticism at this time is not accepted in a good way. Now, health issues. If you're vulnerable, the beginning of the week can make you even more vulnerable to sore shoulders, sore arms, your hands, if you have that tingling in your hands or you find that you have difficulty in your hands, the bronchial tubes, your lungs. I have already started to practice. It started, I think, yesterday. So when I know this is coming, I have my Young Living essential oil and I inhale the RC. It just helps those airways clear a little bit, a little less coughing, I hope, I think. The shoulders, the arms, the neck, keep an eye on that. A lot of stress from a lot of people that come for readings. I see that they store it there. And because they store it there, it's red when I look at them. So then I have to look at, all right, where is the stress coming from? So when you look at that, it's life, right? So that might be that we're going to be stressed quite a bit. So if you know that you're stressed and you know that it's something that occurs maybe on a regular basis or certain times, it might be that you need to look at what is it that is my trigger? What is it that is my stressor? How can I maybe avert this so that I don't have to be put in this position? Move your neck around a little bit. Have somebody to massage it if you can. Whine. What the heck? Whine a little. Somebody's going to take pity on you. Even if it's a dog that lets you put your little sore neck on them and get the warmth from them. But again, watch your animals as well, because mine are ahead too. So I'm noticing a couple of my older dogs with sore necks already starting. I can see them a little stiff when they turn, because I've got some really ancient little critters here. I've got 3 of my 15 dogs with sore front limbs, arms, right? And that's one of the things that's going to happen at the beginning of the week. It's already happened. My 17-and-a-half-year-old has a little swollen leg, and my 15-year-old has a swollen leg, both right feet. You would think something strange. Then my little cattle dog puppy, left front leg. So whether they've injured it, running and playing, not that the 17-year-old runs and plays, somehow, some way. So that's their arms. So they're already telling me, the animals are already educating me that it might be a doozy this time. So if you're weak in the shoulders, the arms, the hands, bronchial tubes, your lungs, because I'm hearing a little coughing from the dogs, it's gearing up. So just take care of yourself. Do what you do to take care of you. The stomach could be a little bit out of joint too towards the middle of the week. So that wouldn't be, I would suggest, the time to eat the all you can eat and get your stomach out of whack. It's your stomach lining, the mucosa. That will be the biggest difficulty for some people that have tender digestive systems. Towards the end of the week, folks, heads up, it's heart, aorta, blood pressure, blood circulation. If you have any vulnerable areas in that, don't go killing yourself. I say that not lightly. All right, so just take care of yourself and make sure that you're taking care of those body parts. That's really, really important. The heart, the aorta, if you know that you're a little clogged, don't do strenuous exercise. It's supposed to be very warm. We're not used to it. I watch the animals struggle when the temperature fluctuates like this, and it's not easy on them. So keep an eye on your animals as well, but sometimes they're a predictor for us. So just something to pay attention to. Now, the number 22 came up as the number for this week. That's rare. I can't honestly remember seeing the number 22 come up for us, but here it is. And it's, 2022. I don't know. Who knows with numerology? So as a rule, number 22 is viewed as the collective, like the Borg, the collective, maybe doing collective activities. It's also a sign of intelligence. So we are supposed to look for the broad context of certain situations that we'll be put into. We are supposed to look at, can I see far? Can I see far ahead? And we're supposed to have some inspiration with number 22 and strength. And that inner voice will be very strong. That's what number 22 offers us, that really strong inner voice. The weakness of 22 is mental overload, and that does not seem out of reach because we got so much Gemini energy, which makes us think like a loop over and over and over, and insanity. So we want to be really careful with that. Look at what we're thinking. Does it make sense? And that's what we're supposed to be looking at for ourselves this week. What's our animal totem for this week? Drum roll here. Bobcat. Yep, bobcat. Bobcat is usually indicative and symbolizes silence and secrets. So, think of the bobcat. It's a very solitary animal. They don't go in herds or flocks. They're very solitary. And that means coming to terms with the fact that maybe you need to be a solitary animal for a little while. Now, we have been for the last couple of years with COVID, but maybe we have to come to terms that maybe we enjoy that. Maybe we're missing some of that quiet time. Maybe we don't want any more. We have to look at it. It wants us to look at that. It wants to teach us that we can be alone, but that doesn't necessarily go hand in hand with being lonely. We can be alone and not lonely. And it also is one that allows us to see what is not shown to us and hear what is not said. So that pairs with the secrets. So you may have some of your friends even share some secrets with you in the next coming days. And do not break that confidence, because that may be something that, that would completely wreck that person or that relationship. So be very careful. I'm going to tell you a secret. Don't tell anybody. That's not a secret anymore. Once you say that, it is not a secret anymore, and you have lost control of that information. So we have to be very respectful. If our friends come to us in confidence and share some secrets with us, because this is silence and secrets, don't break it. There are repercussions for that. All right, so that's our week in a nutshell. I thank Charlie O'Brien for putting this up on all of the Apple, on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Amazon, on YouTube, on the website, www.terriworld.com. You can find the archives up there. Charlie O'Brien, if you have any computer needs, good one to know. Also, if you'd like a reading for yourself, so I can focus on you, you can call or text 519-726-6699, or you can email me at Terri, Terri, .Coutts, COUTTS, @gmail.com. Thanks again for listening, everybody. I am so grateful for your time. Be careful out there. Be good to each other, and we'll talk to each other next week. Have a wonderful week. Be safe. Bye for now.
You've been listening to Insights with Terri Coutts, and visit her website, terriworld.com, TERRI world.com. And we'll catch you next time